ikke, du har ret. What the fuck is that? Hvad? Okay nu, eller hvad?
Ja.
Ja.
Der er dog en pligt deroppe.
Game officials for this game have been licensed and assigned by the International Ice Hockey Federation. The referee of this game is Brett Iverson. Gordon Chucky's linesmen are Jon Kilian and Anu Soromon. Starting line for Team USA is goalkeeper 1 Keith Kincaid. Defensemen are number 23 Alec Martinez and number 5 Connor Murphy. Forwards are 21 Dylan Larkin, 20 Chris Kreider, and 89 Ken Atkinson. Starting line for Team Denmark is goalkeeper 31 Floyd Alasky. Defensemen number 6 Stefan Larsen and 36 Philip Larsen. Forwards are 93 and captain Peter Eggen.
On the left is Jeff Blashill, back as the head coach for Team USA at the World Championship. On the right is Jan Carlsen, his 5th year as a coach of the Danish national team. And on this Saturday night in Herning, Denmark, the host team goes head-to-head against the United States. A capacity crowd here. The population of Herning is 50,000. The rink seats 10.
And I'm not sure how many are in the fan zone outside our hotel, but when we got back last night, going to sleep was not gonna happen. There was nobody thinking about bed around the fan zone.
Keith Kincaid allowed 4 goals on 40 shots in that shootout win against Canada. And Frederick Anderson was terrific in goal for the Danes in their win against Germany. Cam Atkinson scored twice in the shootout, and under IIHF rules gets credit for a goal by scoring the shootout winner. Denmark, as the home team, has the last change. The population of this country is just a shade over 5 million. 23 U.S. states have more people living than that. Alec Martinez plays it around for Connor Murphy. And Murphy up ahead for Dylan Larkin, who was terrific in that win against Canada, as you mentioned, Ray, with a couple of goals. And did that while shadowing the Connor McDavid line.
23 minutes of play for Larkin in the opener.
Over Bjorkstrand, shoots! And the save made by Kincaid.
Bjorkstrand from the Columbus Blue Jackets had a bit of a quiet night in the opener. Had a terrific year, his first full year in the NHL, played all 82 games, 11 goals and 40 points, and gets the first shot of the game on Keith Kincaid.
So when Bjorkstrand arrived here from Columbus, someone had to lose their spot in the lineup. That was his brother Patrick, who is currently with the team but not yet added to the roster. The Danes have held 3 spots. There are 4 players from Denmark still active in the NHL playoffs. Nikolai Ehlers in Winnipeg, Lars Eller in Washington, Mikhail Bogner and Yannick Hansen with San Jose. And you can add players right until the final days of the World Championship. Jesper Jensen Albo plays it across to Oliver Lauritsen. U.S. won 7-2 last year. Clayton Keller with a hat trick in that game for Team USA as Frans Nielsen, the Herning native, flips that wide. 11 players of Herning are on this Danish team. This is not the home rink of the Herning Blue Fox. They play in the rink the teams are practicing in as Patrick Kane winds it, sends it back across, and Johnny Gaudreau fan on that shot. This rink is not actually an arena. It's used for handball and concerts. The ice surface was installed for the first time in January.
They had to make a bunch of modifications for the locker rooms, as you've got to house 8 teams, and the guys have to walk quite a distance to get from the rooms to the rink, and the goalies come on golf carts. But there's something about the charm of this tournament that really nobody really bats an eye at. It's just different.
Blake Coleman works in, shoots from a sharp angle, and a save made by Frederick Anderson.
Blake Coleman in the middle of 2 Chicago Blackhawks and Patrick Kane and Alex DeBrincat. And Coleman started as the 4th line center yesterday, and late in the first period, Jeff Blashill moved him up to center. Gaudreau and Kane, they've split those 2 today. but Coleman remains in the middle with Patrick Kane.
Jesper Jensen is shown out. This game, by the way, features 5 players named Jensen, including 3 Nick Jensen/Jensens. Connor Murphy drops it back to Colin White. In the corner, now brought up by Brian Gibbons with a shot, and that was blocked by Stefan Lassen. And Gibbons of the New Jersey Devils winds it ahead for White. Back is Lauritsen to pick it up. Oliver Lauritsen played college hockey in the United States at St. Cloud State, and 4 years in the American League, got 16 games into the Philadelphia Flyers before returning to Europe. And there's Nick Jensen of Team USA. Up for Cam Atkinson. Centering pass, rolls wide to the goal. Frederick Anderson's Toronto Maple Leaf teammates were joking last night after seeing Crown Prince Frederick award the Player of the Game medals that maybe they should start calling him Prince Freddie back in Toronto. Nicholas Jensen. His dad's a Canadian. He asked to be called Jensen when he was drafted by the Vancouver Canucks. So to alleviate some confusion, we'll call him Jensen. We'll call the other one Nicholas Jensen and Nick Jensen for Team USA.
Oh, that clears it all up.
You got that?
Yeah, I sure do. Chris Kreider had a couple assists yesterday for the US. He and Dylan Larkin connected on a couple of goals. Early stages of the tournament, the coaches get a better feel for their team, of course, as you move along. So what might seem like a good idea in game 1 doesn't seem that way in game 3. You can see why they would like Larkin and Kreider together. Powerful, good skaters. You've got a shooter in Cam Atkinson on the right side.
Underway at this hour in Copenhagen, the Czechs and Slovaks make their tournament debut for 2018. Frans Nielsen picks off that pass. In comes Nielsen across the line, swings it rink wide. The centering pass from Frederick Storm just missed. And Nielsen back on it. Storm has scored a power play goal against Germany. Knocks that down to the line, plays it to an open wing, and racing in is Philip Larson. That was knocked away by Alec Martinez. And here's Larson back with it. Played 151 National Hockey League games for Dallas, Edmonton, and Vancouver. And Nielsen up ahead to Morten Madsen, who chips it in.
It's a good start for Denmark. They've got their legs. Their D is up into the play as they try to create a couple of chances off the rush.
Johnny Gaudreau knocks it down. Plays it back to Anders Lee. And that was centering pass by Will Butcher. Loose puck in front and finally gathered up by Morten Madsen. And Madsen throws it ahead. Long lead pass. And the chance for Christensen just missed. Emil Christensen in the lineup now for the Danes. This is brought in by Derek Ryan. Gaudreau spun around there by Julian Jakobsen. Great pace here in the first period. Danes had 7 players in the NHL this year, 6 skaters and Frederick Anderson. They're in the top group of the World Championship for the 16th consecutive year. Matthias Bau-Hansen works that frame. And Gaudreau picks that up and sends it back to center ice. Jesper Jensen Obo. Across to Oliver Lauritsen. Now Jesper Jensen scored a power play goal against Germany, flips that in. That's knocked down by Jordan Osterley of the Chicago Blackhawks. Takes a return pass from Neil Pionk of the New York Rangers. And Patrick Kane swings back and picks up the loose puck. The American captain winds through center ice. In comes Kane. Drops the puck off for DeBrincat, shoots, and Anderson makes the save through traffic on Alex DeBrincat.
That's a sweet rush by Patrick Kane and Alex DeBrincat, who had a fantastic rookie season leading the Blackhawks with 28 goals in 82 games. Gets a shot on goal. This is the previous time down the ice as Anders Lee shoots the puck to the front of the net. That's a real solid play in front by Morten Madsen as you'll see him come back and strong on the stick. Rather, that was Jakobsen strong on the stick before Will Butcher could get to the rebound.
Tage Thompson, a sharp angle shot. That was blocked by Nicholas Jensen. And now Colin White shoots it back in. Nicholas Jensen up to center ice. That's knocked down by Quinn Hughes, the 18-year-old freshman at the University of Michigan. Now Brian Gibbons works in a centering pass. Just missed the stick of Thompson. Tage Thompson back on it. Lost the puck to Bjorkstrand, who plays it around for Nicholas Jensen. He got tangled up there with Colin White. Now Peter Regan, the Danish captain, works in. Regan drops it back for Bjorkstrand as the Danes are changing. Bjorkstrand centers it. Regan tapped that wide. And Larkin back for it. Lost the puck to Storm. Frederick Storm for Bjorkstrand. Drop that back for the trailer. Now Atkinson had it chipped ahead to him by Gibbons. And racing back was Bjorkstrand to break that up.
Couple of Columbus Blue Jackets there as Atkinson jumps into the clear. Bjorkstrand realized his pass was going to get intercepted, so he had a bit of a head start, and he came all the way back to break up what could have been a breakaway for Cam Atkinson.
Frans Nielsen sends that down the ice, and icing called against the Danes.
Right here he sees the puck's intercepted and Bjorkstrand's off to the races. It's a good thing he read it early because Atkinson was clean. There was nobody else going to catch him.
And didn't take a penalty.
That's a really good effort to get to the front. So everybody's telling him a good, nice back check, good play, and in his head he's thinking, yeah, I shouldn't have had to do that. I probably should have made a better decision with the puck.
Bjorkstrand played 3 years for the Portland Winterhawks, scored 31, 50, then 53 goals for them. That shot to the high by Gaudreau. And Lee back on it. Anders Lee. Up to behind the goal, pivots back, and now Lee back with it. Lee. He scored the game against Canada, drops it back at the point. Now Connor Murphy, a shot that was blocked. And Hart throws it back to center ice to Storm. One-on-one with Osterley. Storm in, shoots, he fired that wide. Out the other side, it goes to Hart. Nicholas Hart looks across and gets an oboe, fanning that shot. And now Osterley has time to bring it out for Team USA. Shots are 3-1 in favor of the United States. No score here in the first period. Julian Jakobsen. He won a Danish League Championship this year with Aalborg just up the road against Herning. Now a centering pass and a great chance in front. Anderson looks back, but he's turned away twice as Blake Coleman was point blank in front of the Danish netminder.
Gord, we talked a couple of times last night about what Freddie Anderson being in goal means to Denmark. If that's a goaltender that's usually not Freddie Anderson, that's in the net.
Now a centering pass on the brink, it just missed. He tried to find Coleman. Anderson allowed 2 goals on 37 shots against Germany. And in comes Nicholas Jensen. Walks it and shoots that deflected. And went under the glove of Kincaid. Patrick Russell plays it around. And now poked ahead by Pionk. As Coleman looks at that was chopped down neatly by Daniel Nielsen as Chris Kreider was in behind him. Lead pass now for Atkinson, busting in. He's got Kreider with him. Atkinson winds and shoots, and Anderson makes the stop on him. No score in the first period. You're watching the 2018 World Hockey Championship. Frederik Andersen was the busiest goaltender in the National Hockey League this year, and it's not like going to change in this World Hockey Championship. Drops are already 6-1 in favor of Team USA.
37 last night. The U.S. just had 25 shots against Canada. They scored 5 times, including the Atkinson shootout winner against Darcy Kemper and Canada in that win.
It's 11 in the first 2 periods. Off the draw, controlled by Team USA, and Connor Murphy has to retreat with Bjorkstrand bearing in on him. Dylan Larkin throws that ahead. And now behind the plate, the linesman makes the call, and the faceoff will come outside. Offside is the call. And there is Jan Carlson, who's an assistant coach for the Swedes in 2006 when they won the gold medal in Torino. 11 years as a player in Sweden, former captain in Frölunda. In his 5th year, as we mentioned, the coach of the Danish national team. They were 12th last year, 8th the year before in Russia. That ties their best performance ever at the World Championship. Denmark has never qualified to play in the Olympics. Kreider. Around to Murphy. And now Atkinson chops it back to center ice and knocked right back in by Nicholas Jensen. Connor Murphy. Playing his 5th straight World Championship. Flips that down, knocked away, but not cleared out by Jesper Jensen Obo. Now walking and shooting that shot taken by Anders Lee. Swatted away by Anderson. In comes Frederick Storm. Storm across the line, works in and shoots a little dribbler, kicked away by Kincaid. And now Nick Jensen banks it off the boards and back out to center ice where he finds Johnny Gaudreau. Gaudreau drops it back for the trailer. Will Butcher plays it back across. A little poke check there by Daniel Nielsen, knocked it away from Anders Lee.
Drummer guy's got stamina.
He's not going anywhere, my friend. Coleman spills his man with a hard check as he knocks Christensen down. And now Kane waiting for it. Patrick Kane works through center ice, lost the puck to Jakobsen. And Stefan Larsson swings back to pick it up. Brought ahead by Jesper Jensen. Fires it down. Kincaid swatted that down, and Jensen almost followed up with his own shot.
The puck hits Kincaid in the thumb of the glove and becomes a rather dangerous rebound.
Pionk works in, trying to send that rink wide. Knocked down by Jesper Jensen. And now back in center ice, Pionk brings it in. Anderson into the corner. Tage Thompson picked that off. Goes behind the goal. Gibbons centers it. White couldn't get a good shot away. Larson up to Jesper Jensen, got thumped there by Tage Thompson. White. Lead pass to Gibbons, brought in by Thompson. Thompson for Gibbons, walks it and shoots. And Freddie Anderson makes the stop. 8:32 to go here in a scoreless first period. The dancing Jim Craigs, those 3 guys wearing those Jim Craig sweaters have been everywhere during the first couple of days. Bring us some Lake Placid mojo to the World Championship.
It's been a great building. Sold out both nights we've been here. Sold out for the first game.
The scene outside is fantastic. There's a plaza outside where the fans gather. Latvia won in overtime in the first game here today. There's a lot of Latvians still outside.
They are aware the game's over, I think. Man, they have fun. They come here. This is their holiday. What did you calculate the train ride was?
10 hours? Well, a 3.5-hour flight. But you got to take the long way in the train. You got to loop around the Baltic Sea. So
they come in good numbers every year.
And this year you can camp at the World Championship. They've set up outdoor and indoor camping.
I noticed you brought your tent. It's a nice one. Let me know when you get all set up.
4 rooms. It takes a few weeks to set it up. The top floor is really tricky. In comes Lee on Nielsen. Anders Lee pivots back. Plays it down to Derek Ryan of the Carolina Hurricanes. He finds Butcher. Cross to Nick Jensen. Back for Gaudreau. Flips it ahead for Jensen and rolled off his stick. Now he pokes it down towards the goal. Anderson makes the stop. And Storm back with it. 9-3 now. The shots on goal in favor of the United States. Gaudreau steps around Nielsen. And Johnny Gaudreau, gold medalist for Team USA in the 2013 World Junior Championship. One of 5 American players who's won gold at the World Junior. That's knocked away from DeBrincat and poked back down the ice by Emil Christensen. Have not seen Matt Christensen take a shift yet for the Danes. He's out injured in the game yesterday. That's a loss for them as Coleman works in, moves that behind his back, and Coleman back with it. Coleman drops that back for DeBrincat to Kane, and Patrick Kane flushed back to center ice. Kane in the World Championship for the first time since 2008. Emil Christensen feeds it down to Oliver Lorentzen. One of the lures for players to come over here, possibility of joining the Triple Gold Club, which goes to players who have won the Olympic gold medal, the Stanley Cup, and the World Championship. Of course, Kane's got 3 Stanley Cups to his credit. If NHL players go back to the Olympics, he's got a chance there. And here comes the World Championship here, perhaps with that in mind. Corey Perry joined the club 2 years ago. Sidney Crosby the year before that. Pavel Datsyuk became the latest member at the Olympics in Pyeongchang. Hansen moves in, fans on the shot, now gathers the puck back up to Nicholas Jensen. Now it goes to Peter Regan. Regan, the former Ottawa Senator, Chicago Blackhawk, drops that back. Now chipped ahead and brought up by Gibbons. Brian Gibbons works in, sends it back in front, and just missed Osterley with that pass as Jordan Osterley moved up. Picked off, set ahead by Daniel Nielsen. A race for it now. Regan gets there first. But the Americans come back in numbers as the Danes are changing. Regan centers it. In comes Lawson. A shot and a save made by Kincaid on Stefan Lassen.
This has been a great period of hockey.
It really has.
The Danes are energized. You can really sense they've gotten a boost here playing at home. We've seen them in various tournaments, and this is as energetic as they've looked. Don't forget they had a couple of good stops from Anderson.
They got Frederick Anderson in goal for the first time in 6 years at the World Championship. That's a big difference, isn't it?
Well, it just changes the whole outlook for their team to have a chance every night.
Bjorkstrand in, shoots. That went off a leg. Rebound loose in front. And Bjorkstrand turned away. Frans Nielsen into the corner for Bjorkstrand. Connor Murphy back to pick it up. And now Kreider loops it by Nielsen. Brought in by Ryan. Derek Ryan drops. Atkinson shoots. That deflected wide. Kreider back on it and around for Ryan. Derek Ryan kicks at it. That's moved out by Nicholas Jensen. Now Gaudreau drops it back across. Score! Will Butcher snaps it by Anderson. And Team USA grabs a 1-0 lead.
What a release from Will Butcher as he takes this puck. Quickly turns, pivots, and shoots it up over the blocker of Anderson. This is a broken play as Johnny Gaudreau gets some room in the neutral zone to attack the Danish defense, and as he moves to his left, the puck is going to slide off his stick. slides off his stick and goes right to Butcher. Butcher's shot is perfect.
Butcher at 44 points as a rookie with New Jersey.
Just 5 goals on the season, and now the Danes have to chase the game.
What a 13 months for Will Butcher. Last April was a national championship at Denver. He's named the Hobey Baker winners, the top player in college hockey. Becomes an unrestricted free agent. Decides not to sign with a team that drafted him, Colorado, so goes on the open market. Goes to New Jersey. Is a regular for their team.
Starts incredibly. Now, was it 9 assists in 5 games?
6 games, yeah, 9 in 6 games.
Yep.
The most assists ever in the first 6 games by a rookie defenseman. Becomes a regular in their power play and goes to the playoffs in his first year with a team that hadn't been since 2012. And now Coleman in and shoots, and Anderson makes the save on that and quickly gloves the rebound.
Coleman's had an energetic first period, a couple really good scoring chances. He's had his legs.
3:21 to go here in the opening period. Team USA with a 1-0 lead. Will Butcher, the 23-year-old from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, has the opening goal in this game. Played 2 World Junior Championships for Team USA. And he fit like a hand in the glove in Jersey, didn't he?
It's taken about 3 years, but Ray Shero and Tom Fitzgerald came from Pittsburgh, and they've been implementing slowly a faster, quicker puck possession team, I guess, which is the way everybody's going. Butcher fits that just about as well as you can. He moves the puck. He's got a real simpleness to his game that he doesn't want to lug it all the time. He wants to move it, and that fits into what's now a much quicker group of New Jersey forwards, led by Taylor Hall, who had an MVP-type season.
In comes Derek Ryan across the line. 4 lead to Gaudreau. Ryan reaching for it. In comes Gaudreau, walks in, waits and shoots. Anderson makes the stop and gobbles up the rebound. And Gaudreau arguing, got slashed in the hands. That's a sore subject with him. Remember, Eric Stahl, the Minnesota Wild, got him in the hands and knocked him out for 6 weeks. That kind of was the trigger point to lead to the crackdown of slashing on the hands.
Now it's a one-handed slash by Larson, but that has been called much of the year. Jeff Blashill not very happy with it either. And they have a case that should be called. That's the penalty that I thought helped open up the game in the early part of the year. That's the penalty they should keep calling too.
Kreider backhands that towards the goal. Of course, there was also the Sidney Crosby one on Mark Mathot that blew off the tip of his finger. Those two together really led to the change, you want to call it that, or the re-emphasis on calling that. Hughes throws that around. Now chipped ahead to Larkin. Dylan Larkin winds his way through center ice. Larkin trying to slide that across, tipped away. Now Nicholas Jensen back for the Danes. A rolling puck gets in behind Hughes. And now Hughes gathers it back up.
Oh, what a nice skater. He pivoted and got out of there in a hurry.
A nifty chip pass ahead to Larkin. Drops it back off Atkinson. In, shoots, and he fired that wide. Now Hughes back with it. His long shot. Pinballed off a leg. The Brinket takes a swat at it. And Bjorkstrand has it back. backs the 1-0 lead in the Czechs in the first period. Michael Kristoff with a power play goal in that one. DeBrincat winds in with Kane. The drop pass to Patrick Kane. Shoots at the goalpost. Back at the point, Nick Jensen. Centers for DeBrincat. And Val Hansen plays it back around for Nicholas Jensen. The line held by Butcher. Shot that wide. And Nicholas Jensen plays it back around. The pass goes in for Kane. Patrick Kane works back across the top. In comes Kane, the final minute now of the period. A backhand shot towards the front, knocked away by Anderson. Kane gets it back. Drops it back to Butcher. Trying to find a stick in front. It was tipped by DeBrincat, knocked away by Anderson. Pullman drops it off to Nick Jensen. Flips it back to DeBrincat. Across he goes to Butcher. Long wrist shot, that went just wide. Jesper Jensen trying to knock it out, held by Lee. And finally the puck does go to center ice, and the Danes can change.
And all of a sudden the Danes are hanging on here and want to get to the intermission just the way this is.
Snapped ahead by Nicholas Jensen. Larson, long lead pass for Storm, got hammered there by Martinez. Ryan taken down, and time expires here in the opening period. The United States outshoots Denmark 13-5 and leads 1-0 on the goal by Will Butcher as we come to our first intermission.
And at the end of the first period goes 1 goal to USA. Shots on goal to Denmark 5 and Team USA 13. The Czech Republic played against Team Slovakia. Team Slovakia leads with 1 goal. Czech Republic 0.
og på BT.dk, når vi dækker ishockey-VM 2018. Vi holder dig opdateret døgnet rundt og giver dig selvfølgelig også masser af unikt indhold. Du får eksklusive interviews og portrætter af de store danske stjerner, spillernes egne historier direkte fra landsholdslejren og de vigtigste VM-nyheder. Kom helt tæt på ishockey-VM 2018, BT og på BT.dk. BT, med på isen fra start til slut. Yeah, show us what's in yours. And choose only the best that Shetlands offer. Go and simply follow your heart. Only this way will you find your own your kingdom.
You think you know me? You know the conviction and determination I need every day. The years of training, pushing myself to be the strongest, the sharpest. My dedication to the game, to my teammates who are counting on me to deliver. The nerves of steel, the preparation and ritual before the adrenaline of the match. The responsibility of being my best every time, prepared to fight every shift on the ice. This is not just a sport. This is who I am.
To Team USA. Shots on goal, Team Denmark 5 and Team USA 13. In Copenhagen, the Czech
I saw you there. And, I don't know
Welcome back to Herning, Denmark. Finland won earlier today against South Korea 8-1. Latvia beat Norway in overtime 3-2. The first 3 games on this side of the draw all went past regulation. And Frederick Anderson busy in that opening period, stopping 12 of the 13 shots he faced. There has not been a power play yet in the game. And Will Butcher has the only goal so far. Day 2 of the 2018 World Hockey Championship tomorrow at noon local time, 6 a.m. Eastern. Canada will take on Korea. The United States is back in action against Germany on Monday. Denmark will play Canada that day. Bjorkstrand up ahead for Nicholas Jensen. And the play called offside. They'll bring the faceoff back.
After Butcher scored, there was a real drop in energy from Denmark. It'll be interesting to see if they can get it back a little bit. You're just down 1, but you didn't have the puck a whole lot. Played a good first period. But can you dig some energy back? And it's got to be through shift after shift. You have to build a little bit of belief into your game again.
Bjorkstrand has that pass picked off by Kreider, brought ahead by Murphy. He wrists that down the Danish zone. And quickly on it is Kreider. What a powerful skater he is. The legendary YouTube video of him jumping out of a pool with that leg strength. And now Anders Lee with it, takes the pass from Larkin. He just stands in a pool and jumps out of it.
It's really remarkable the power that you would have to generate to get yourself out of the pool and not fall and smash your face on the deck because you only get halfway out of it.
Yeah, stick the landing. Lead pass for Gaudreau. Johnny Gaudreau pivots back, walks in, hands it around Hart, drops it back for Butcher. And now Butcher in, shoots. That was blocked in front. Lee got taken down. There's the first penalty of the game. And they'll go against Jesper Jensen-Obo for the trip. And the United States is going to the power play.
U.S. didn't have a power play goal against Canada. Now with a 1-0 lead.
2 minutes of tripping.
You watch Abo as he gets his stick into the feet of Anders Lee, and the 40 goal scorer calls the penalty as he goes down.
Referee Brett Iverson from Vancouver is one of the 2 referees working this game today.
Denmark killed off both of the power plays from Germany they faced last night.
Well, one of the keys for them is they only faced 2 of them.
Right. There are some teams when you start chasing the puck around, you end up taking multiple penalties and you get yourself into a spot where your penalty killers can't hold the day anymore.
USA went 0 for 3 against Canada. Nicholas Jensen drops that back, and now Kane works it to Atkinson, to Butcher, back for Atkinson, walks right in and shoots. That was blocked. And now picked up by Nielsen, shorthanded, along with Hart. Away comes Frans Nielsen. Works right in, can't get a shot away, and now shoots from a sharp angle. Kincaid had to be careful with that, and hung onto it long enough to get a whistle.
And Frans Nielsen found some open ice and he took off. You see Patrick Kane coming from the bench. Kane had broken his stick, so the U.S. was basically playing 4-on-4. Nielsen recognized where the open ice was, and he got all the way to the net and almost surprised Kincaid with a sharp angle shot. Emotional after his game-winning goal in the shootout last night.
It's really a remarkable story. The plans for this arena were conceived back in 2007, and the head of the company doing it is a childhood friend of Frans Nielsen. He said, we're going to build a building here, and someday you're going to play either a National Hockey League game here, or we're going to bid for the World Championship and play here for Denmark. Nielsen's NHL career was just starting, kind of laughed. Last night he scores in the shootout. Turns out the winner comes off the ice with tears in his eyes as Gaudreau comes in. And the man who made that statement back in 2007 was standing right there, and they embraced each other and said, imagine that, a decade later, here we are. And Frederick Anderson, of course, also a native of Herning, a big thrill for him. It's a city of 50,000 people.
Seems like if there's any hockey to come out of Denmark, it's going to come through here somewhere.
Yeah, this is the heartbeat of the country in terms of hockey. Soccer is a big sport here, handball as well. This arena is primarily a handball venue.
By the way, it's a great rink, great size.
But it's basically a rectangle of ice with the boards dropped on it. It's a temporary ice facility. As DeBrincat works into the power play, shoots off the outside of the post. And the puck back down to the American zone. Anderson
didn't get a good look at that. He sort of waved at the shot as it went over his glove and off the bar and out.
Hughes snaps that pass ahead for Larkin, in, shoots, and that went off the mask of Anderson. He has a quick shake of the head on that. Iverson checking to see if he's okay. Used to be an automatic stoppage if the goaltender's mask was hit. Now DeBrincat works in, drops it back, and score! Quinn Hughes fires that by Anderson. Might have been tipped by Kreider. And a power play goal gives the United States a 2-0 lead.
Moments after Anderson was hit in the head, this shot goes through and is tipped by Kreider. And you're right, Gordon. Anderson could have said, I need a break, but he was all right, so the play continues. Larkin's going to go back to Quinn Hughes, who will walk the blue line. Give and go with DeBrincat.
It's Derek Ryan.
Oh, it's double. It's Ryan to Kreider. Watch this. Ryan's in the high slot. He tips the shot first. Then it hits the leg of Kreider and goes into the net. Can't do that again. The U.S. has a 2-0 lead on Chris Kreider's power play goal.
We'll see how they score it.
It's always an adventure.
But regardless, the power play goal gives the U.S. a 2-goal lead. For a moment on the scoreboard, they put the goal to Denmark. Said it was a 1-1 tie, but the crowd murmured about that, got their attention, so it is 2-0 Team USA. And
they have given it to Kreider.
Played for the U.S. in 2 previous World Championships in 2010 and 2011. was a gold medalist for Team USA at the 2010 World Junior Championship in Saskatoon. One of the great gold medal games ever played. John Carlson, the golden goal for Team USA in that one.
Beat Martin Jones in overtime.
Yeah. Both team starting goalies were chased in that gold medal game. The emergence of the United States at the under 18 and World Junior level in the last decade has really been something.
Well, one of the reasons would be, you know, even on this team here, Gord, there's 12 states represented.
Yeah.
The hockey is spread. It's not just Minnesota and the New England states anymore as it was 30 years ago, or perhaps when the 1980 team won.
We've got Florida, Quinn Hughes from there, Texas, Washington State, Derek Ryan's from there.
Blake Coleman's from Plano, Texas, and that's crazy enough. You mentioned yesterday his line mate Stefan Nason is from Plano, Texas as well.
Imagine both winding up the National Hockey League.
On the same line.
Yeah. Another penalty coming out this time to Team USA. Storm with a shot that's blocked. That broke the stick of Martinez. Storm centers it. Knocked down by Murphy, finally cleared out by Coleman. And so Denmark will get its first chance on the power play.
25. 2 minutes of slashing.
And it's Coleman who goes off. And so the Danes are 2 for 4 in the power play against Germany yesterday.
Tied up with Franz Nielsen. One of the U.S.'s top penalty killers in the penalty box, and Denmark with a great chance to get back into the game here.
Jesper Jensen and Fredrik Storm had the power play goals for the Danes. They set up Jesper Jensen on the near side in the face-off circle, trying to feed him the one-timer.
Looks like that's on the other group here with Nielsen on the ice. They're going to start this other group that will probably work around Bjorkstrand and Larson to shoot the puck.
Regan to Bjorkstrand. Last man back for the Danes, flips it across to Philip Larson, down to Bjorkstrand. Broken up by Nick Jensen, and then moved down the ice by Ryan.
It's a nice read by Nick Jensen. He led all skaters in the first period with over 7 minutes of play.
He got the blue line assignment against the McDavid line yesterday for Team USA. Regan to Philip Larson. Drops it back to Patrick Russell. That's picked off by Butcher. He's got White moving ahead shorthanded. And Anderson has to come out and play that. Minutes ago in the Danish power play. And Regan back with it. Peter Regan taken down. Another penalty coming to Team USA. And Patrick Russell throws it rink wide. Nicholas Jensen for Russell. Do you not give them the puck here?
Yes, you should have done it 5 seconds ago.
Nielsen centers it, tipped on goal. Duquesne makes the stop. And finally Gibbons touches up. And Denmark's going to have a 5-on-3 for 37 seconds. And Gibbons is hot and gave the linesman a push there. That's John Killam from Norway.
Team USA, number 39, 2 minutes, trip.
What an opportunity here. 37 seconds left on the power play.
5-on-3 for Denmark. Nielsen, Regan, Bjorkstrand up front.
Gibbons didn't touch him. Gibbons' stick gets stuck in the net, and Regan blew a shoe.
Larson works it back to Jensen Obo. Back at the point to Larson. Walks in, wrists it down, Nielsen. Fans on that pass. Picked off now by Martinez. He'll lift it down.
I hate their setup on the power play. They've got 3 guys on the goal line and 2 on the blue line. There's no danger.
Now the penalty clock is wrong. They've got the same time up for both penalties. And
well, they've got this done by hand here in the penalty box. Yeah. Coleman's about ready to come out.
Bjorkstrand works in, so Coleman steps back on. Still 5-on-4 for 1 minute and 20 seconds. Bjorkstrand. And for for Jensen Obo to Nielsen. Drops it back for Jensen Obo. Surprised we haven't seen the Jesper Jensen group yet. And now Obo fires. He pounded that wide. Kincaid never saw it.
Well, this is part of the group. They've got him mixed up here, and Jensen's not on the ice. He scored a power play goal yesterday.
Peter Regan drops it back to Nielsen. Franz Nielsen. Back to Jensen Obo. To Larson, and when the wrist shot goes off his skate, Ryan back on it, fires it down the ice. And now the Danes will make a change. On comes Storm and Jensen with their power play goals last night against Germany. Daniel Nielsen. Chipped ahead by Jesper Jensen. 15 seconds ago in the power play, held at the line by Jensen Obo. Jesper Jensen feeds that down to Hart. He got crushed in the corner by Nick Jensen. And now moved down the ice by Nielsen, and that'll do it as Gibbons steps back on. 2 shots for the Danes in that long power play, which included 5-on-3 time. It remains 2-0 Team USA. Storm across for Hart. Nicholas Hart for Daniel Nielsen. Throws that to the side of the goal. And the save is made by Kincaid. He'll hang on. 12.5 to go here in period number 2 at the 2018 World Hockey Championship. During that TV timeout, Jeff Blashill having a word with the officials about the tripping call on Brian Gibbons.
The U.S. did a great job killing that. The initial 37 seconds, then the last minute 23 really was no danger for Keith Kincaid. A real solid job by the U.S. penalty killers. They're now 4 for 4 in the tournament.
Shots in the game are 16-8 in favor of the United States, a 2-0 lead. And the Brinkett flips it across for Kane, knocked away by Madsen. Top 4 teams in each group of 8 advance to the quarterfinals. As Kane swings back for it. Lorentzen slides it across to Nicholas Jensen. Up for Emil Christensen. He was poke checked. Now brought across by Pionk, who plays it down to the Danish zone. Lorentzen got tied up for Jakobsen to Nicholas Jensen. That gets by Hughes, who swings back for it. Could be an amazing couple of years for the Hughes family. Quinn's up for the upcoming NHL draft. His brother Jack, who was terrific at the under-18s, is up for the 2019 draft. As that puck goes over the glass and out.
Jack just led the under-18 in scoring.
Yeah.
As a 16-year-old.
Thompson, a gold medal winner with Team USA at the 2017 World Junior Championship. That shootout win over Canada in the gold medal game. Now the centering pass, dribbles down to Kincaid. The puck's still loose. play called here. There's an injured Danish player in front of their bench. That's Mathias Bau Hansen.
He was bumped into the boards. Then it looked over towards the net where Hughes and Russell were tied up and barrel rolled over Keith Kincaid. Didn't really see anything with Hansen.
And Bau Hansen goes to the Danish bench to receive some attention. Bau Hansen played this season for Hershey in the American League, his first year in North America, scored 13 goals there in 58 games. 24 years of age. Nicholas Jensen centered that pass. Here's Bjorkstrand back on it. That back across. Larson shoots, hit a leg. And now Kreider has it back and sweeps that pass ahead to Atkinson. Drops it off to Larkin. Dylan Larkin works it and shoots. And Anderson makes the arm save on that. Shots piling up for Team USA here. Kreider shoots, save Anderson, rebound, Atkinson scores! Cam Atkinson pokes it home. And it's a 3-0 Team USA lead.
Chris Kreider's going to get another assist here. Cam Atkinson, who scored 24 goals this year in just 65 games for Columbus, gets his second of the tournament. 5 straight 20-plus goal years for Atkinson. Gets himself to the front of the net. Kreider's just going to shovel this at the net when there's a rebound. Atkinson's already established position in front of Jensen Aubo. Anderson leaves the rebound. Interior position goes to Atkinson, who makes no mistake. And the U.S. now a comfortable 3-0 lead.
And two very different reactions. By the way, Andres Sekera has scored the power play for Slovakia. The Slovaks are back on top of the Czechs 2-1 in Copenhagen. That game on TSN2. Brian Woodard and Mike Johnson have the call there. Here, 10.5 to go in the second period. The United States has a 3-0 lead on the host team from Denmark. In comes Coleman now. Blake Coleman spins in front of Nielsen. Playing around for Daniel Nielsen. Picked up by Martinez. Alec Martinez jumps into the play and pulls over Daniel Nielsen. Franz Nielsen hammered down by Coleman there. Didn't like that hit. And Martinez, in the meantime, dumps Storm at center ice. Patrick Kane scoops up the loose puck. Dumps it back for Lee. Anders Lee back for Kane. Just missed. And Kane runs into Anderson, and Frederick Anderson is down.
I believe Jakobsen shoves Kane as Kane's going to the net. He runs into Anderson.
This building goes very quiet.
Anderson just kind of hanging out a little bit on the ice here.
Breathe out, Mike Babcock.
Yeah, Jakobsen and Kane are tied up. He doesn't really try to stop much. He ends up skating right into him, actually. I thought Jakobsen gave him a shove. He didn't really. Gets tied up here. Really no place for Kane to go, but easily could have been called a goalie interference penalty. Sometimes things happen fast. There's no room for anybody to go, but the goaltenders are so protected that that's often made a call.
Osterley with a long shot, knocked out by Anderson. Jensen Obo sends it ahead, and lots of stuff going on behind the play. That time, Oliver Lauritsen was dumped. Back at the point, Jensen Obo, long drive, bluffed by Kincaid. And he'll hang on. You're watching the 2018 World Hockey Championship live from Herning, Denmark. Denmark on this Saturday night. So the Latvians and the Finns have already won today. This does not bode well for a quiet sleep for us downtown.
No, downtown may have some energy. We'll be back here for the 12-15 game tomorrow.
So we won't. Triple headers on the weekends of the World Hockey Championship. United States with a 3-0 lead. They're trying to run its record to 2-0-ish at this World Championship. The shootout win worth 2 points, not 3, as Anders Lee gets that shot away on Anderson.
The United States with a 3-goal lead. They've got 3 goals on 20 shots. The first one was Will Butchers as he beat Frederick Anderson in the first period up over the shoulder. Power play goal, Quinn Hughes shot tipped by both Ryan and then Kreider. And then Kreider shovels this one to the front of the net. Anderson leaves a bit of a sloppy rebound for Cam Atkinson. Atkinson's got goals in back-to-back games. And the U.S. firmly in control now, 3-0.
Now Thompson works in, shovels that through the crease. And Bjorkstrand tries to sweep it up for the Danes. Regan was dumped there by White. Gathered up by Butcher at the point. Across he goes to Hughes. Drops it back to Gibbons. That's picked off by Bjorkstrand. And Gibbons a good job to knock that away. Larson. Up ahead to Nicholas Jensen. Spins around Hughes. They're going to call that, I think, on Jensen.
Yeah, he got the left arm out and he spun Hughes' shoulder.
So a power play coming for Team USA as White works in. White falls. And now play call, 9 to go in the second period. And the United States is going back on the power play.
This come unraveled a little bit here for
Denmark, number 17,
for Denmark. They gave up the 2 goals in about 2.5 minutes, and now a penalty here for Nick Jensen. Watch, the left hand's going to come out, and he spins Quinn Hughes and goes around on the other side. Doesn't matter where you are, the home fans never like the calls.
No need to subtitle that, you get the drift. And now Nielsen is shown out. Lee will take the draw for Team USA. What a year for Anders Lee with the Islanders. 40 goals after 34 the year before.
Maybe without a centerman.
Yeah,
that would not help the cause. John Tavares, of course, a free agent July 1st.
Hart stepped into Lee. Now Kane winds in. Patrick Kane, poke check by Jensen Obo, who slams Kane in the corner. And now Jensen Obo rattles it off the glass and back down the ice.
Jensen Obo's played a really physical, involved couple of games here.
Lee drops it off for Gaudreau. Johnny Gaudreau slashes that in front. Drop back by Lee to Butcher. Cross he goes to Atkinson. Down to Kane. Patrick Kane. Threads it back to Butcher. Back across to Kane. Walks it in. Shoots. Anderson saved. The rebound skipped back to the blue line to Butcher. To Gaudreau. Butcher. Has a look. Feeds Gaudreau. Walks in. Yeah, Gaudreau on one side. Kane on the other. And now it's tipped by Kane and back down the ice. It's a pretty lethal power play when you think about it.
That gives you a lot of options off your set if you have the puck could be in either Gaudreau's hands or Kane's on either side of the ice.
Butcher up ahead to Ryan. Moves around Daniel Nielsen. And now Larkin back with it. Larkin feeds it back to DeBrincat. For Hughes, DeBrincat. A rolling puck rolled off his stick, and now DeBrincat back with it. Hughes swings it back to Larkin. And Larkin took a whack on the hand from Russell, didn't like that. Larkin feeds it back to Hughes as Jensen steps back on. Here's Larkin with it. Larkin shoots, missed short side, and rattles back to Hughes. 6 to go here in the second period. Alec Martinez. Tap back by Kreiner. In comes White with a shot. And now Larkin back with it. End of a long shift for him. Larkin drops it back to Martinez. His wrist shot was blocked by Russell. And now Nicholas Jensen has it back for Denmark. Teammates are changing as Jensen works in, steps around White, pivots back in the corner. Throws it back towards the front of the goal and nailed wide there. And jumping in was Larson. Nielsen back to Larson. In the corner, glove down for the moment by Martinez. And play is called. 5:15 to go here in period number 2. Team USA with a 3-0 lead. Carlson's bench is getting short. Mads Christensen was injured in the game yesterday. Now today, Matthias Baal Hansen has just gone to the dressing room. Teams can dress 20 skaters in the IIHF as opposed to 18 in North America. So the Danes have left 3 spots open. So they only had 19 skaters registered anyway.
As we mentioned in the first period, they're waiting on the second round to see if there's a possibility of getting 1 or maybe even 2. If San Jose goes out, they'd have a chance at 2 forwards.
Right.
And so each is a little bit different scenario for them. But they have Patrick Bjorkstrand is here, not on the roster, practicing and skating. And so if one of the players they don't feel is good enough to come back for the tournament, then they could activate Bjorkstrand, but they'd probably wait. Now they'll have at least a day because they have the day off tomorrow. There's no need to do anything then.
Nick Jensen back for it, took a hard bump there, and now DeBrincat fought off Larson and plays that ahead, and Patrick Kane bears in on Jensen Obo. At the line, knocked down by Storm. And Hart swings that rink wide to Larson. Team USA has 2 spots open on its roster as well. moves in. Centers for Coleman. A backhand shot goes wide. Kane rings it around. Christensen goes back for it. The line's there with Pionk. And now Jensen-Obo swings back for it. Jesper Jensen-Obo plays for Jokerit in the KHL in Helsinki. That pass picked off. And Pionk in shoots. And the save made by Anderson. He hangs on. 23-10, the shots on goal in favor of the United States.
Nick Jensen takes a hard run into the boards there. You see him grab his helmet. And then Connor Murphy takes a pretty solid hit as Denmark trying to be physical with the U.S. defense. There's the tail end of when Bao Hansen went down, and the only thing I can think of, Gord, is I had looked away as that door was open. And remember when he was talking to the trainer, he was pointing around his hip and just above his hip. I wonder if he got bumped into the open door.
Goodrow walks out and shoots. Shut down by Anderson. The rebound chopped that as well by Thompson. And Anderson's got that.
This is Tage Thompson, a first rounder of the Blues a couple of years ago. Had 3 goals in 41 games in St. Louis. Probably needs a little time to get stronger. He's such a tall guy, 6'5", just over 200 pounds, and going to take a little time to become man strong in that size of body.
Spent 30 games in the American League for San Antonio as well. St. Louis Blues split their American League affiliation this year.
And next year they have their own team. Because they had to kind of sidestep this situation they had where they had some players in Chicago, some in San Antonio. Became a rather convoluted season for their young guys.
Bjorkstrand up ahead for Nielsen. Plays it across to Jensen. Nicholas Jensen pivots back in the corner. Back is Larson. In for Jensen. Shoots, and through the traffic, and Kincaid makes the stop, but there's no rebound.
Well, yesterday, Kincaid was so busy, in particular in the first 30 minutes of the game. He was terrific. Made some really, really difficult stops. Now Kreider gets in on the Danish defense. That's Daniel Nielsen. Kreider had 2 assists yesterday, got a goal and an assist today, off to a good start in the tournament. Kreider missed over 20 games this year with a blood clot.
Yeah, and the same surgery that Andrei Vasilevsky in Tampa had, where they actually removed a rib to relieve some of the pressure.
Stamkos had that as well a couple of years ago.
Just 24 games, you mentioned. Three to go here in the second period in Copenhagen. Still 2-1. The Slovaks lead the Czechs as they make their tournament debut tonight. Coleman swings that down for DeBrincat. Centering pass for Kane with a point-blank shot. Anderson makes the save. Now a centering pass for DeBrincat. Chip that wide. Mosley steps up and gives the cold shoulder to Storm. I don't know if Peter Forsberg was the first guy to do that, but he was one of the best at it.
Oh, the revert. Yeah, when he had the puck.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had such great balance.
I'm sure Gordie Howe did it a time or two, but DeBrincat centers a tip wide by Kane.
It is interference. By definition, it's interference. If you're the defender, you don't have the puck, he can't hit you. Maybe he got me once and it ticked me off. I never had the puck. How can I be hit?
Ryan moves in the plays offside of the Danish line. Let's see you're over it.
I don't know, 25 years ago. Never saw it before. Next thing I know, I'm looking at the roof of the Nassau Coliseum, and I'm like, what the heck just happened here? This is the type of game that Denmark just, they can't have. They have to be in front or around the middle of the game. They have to be tied. You're just not going to chase the game back. You don't have enough scorers.
We've seen this formula at the World Junior Championship a time or two. Almost beat the Russians in the quarters a couple of years ago. But the first goal is so important for teams like Denmark.
Well, their big opportunity was that 5-on-3 here to get themselves back in the game. Down 2-0 at the time, and they had over 30 seconds of 5-on-3, and then the ensuing power play didn't get anything out of it.
Nielsen wins the draw back to Daniel Nielsen. Patrick Russell in behind the goal, had it knocked away by Martinez. Throw up for Ryan to Lee. Anders Lee walks in, shoots. That was blocked. Lee batted that towards the goal. Anderson swats it back away. In this handball venue, I think we just saw a bit of it there. Gaudreau spins it down for Ryan. And Derek Ryan works it free. His shot was blocked by Daniel Nielsen. Now picked up by Lee, banks it back. And Will Butcher swings back to pick it up in the final minute of the second period. In comes Colin White, shoots. Stopped by Anderson. White again on the rebound, fires. Anderson makes the same on that. Two good chances there for Colin White in tight. And in comes White with it. Leaped by Jensen almost. Centers for Gibbons that bounced away from him. And now Regan breaks it back for the Danes. Storm trying to chip that for Hart. And now Storm works it free in the corner. Pass was off the skate of Butcher back in the corner. Time winding down here in the period. Regan pivots back, throws it back in front. A chance there for Larson. And Kincaid dives back and makes the stop with a shot by Stefan Larson. And Kincaid keeps it out.
Kincaid's best moments of the game here. Last-minute chance for Denmark is a good work to keep this play alive. And Reagan finds Larson right in the slot. One stop by Kincaid. And then a diving stop on Storm. As Kincaid has to battle himself. Desperation to make the stop. And he keeps it out.
It's a great save. And meantime, Colin White got the cross-checking penalty.
He had shoved Storm into the goaltender, so another power play for Denmark, their third of the night.
Jensen Omo holds it, and that shot by Jesper Jensen miscued. Now back across, Jensen fires, and Kincaid came across on that.
Well, I think Connor Murphy got both of those.
Murphy with a bit of a limp there afterwards. Two great chances for the Danes late. They'll open the third period on the power play. Team USA with a 3-0 lead after two.
The score is Team Denmark 0, Team USA 3. Shots on goal. This period, Team Denmark 8, Team USA 16.
It's not about the blade. It's the shaving gel that matters. Nivea Men Ultra Glide technology for an ultra close shave without irritating your skin. Nivea Men, the art of shaving. Introducing the 2018 IIHF app. Player statistics. Team statistics. Live updates. And introducing Guessing Game. Predict each game's final score. Win points and compete with hockey fans around the world. From any smart device, in your own language. The 2018 IIHF app, powered by Skoda. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play. Skoda, simply clever.
3 shots on goal. This period, Team Denmark 8, Team USA 16.
Come on, Julia. Come on. Ollie.
Here in Herning, Denmark, getting set for the start of the third period. Keith Kincaid will face a Danish power play for 1 minute and 49 seconds to open the third. It's day number 2. The United States beat Canada in a shootout yesterday. Denmark beat Germany last night in a shootout. And the math gets interesting with games going past regulation. Are down 2 forwards, lost 1 in the game last night. Another Mattias Bo Hansen in the game today. Danes are back in action against Canada on Monday. Jesper Jensen plays it back to Jesper Jensen Obo.
This is the group that scored the power play, one of the power play goals yesterday.
As Jesper Jensen trying to work that back across, picked off by Connor Murphy, who blocked 2 shots, as you mentioned, right at the end of that second period. Frans Nielsen plays it back for Jensen Obo. Jesper Jensen shoots, and that goes off the leg of Martinez and wide. Frans Nielsen centers it, picked off by Larkin, and Dylan Larkin sends it down the ice. Jesper Jensen Obo throws that rink wide. And Jesper Jensen across to Frans Nielsen. That bounces away. And back goes Nick Jensen to pick it up, banks it off the boards and back down. 50 seconds to go on the Danish power play. As you mentioned, Ray, Denmark had a long power play, including a 5-on-3. That backhand pass goes right down to Anderson.
That was a mess in front of their bench. So a little panic play to clear the puck, and Anderson had to be sharp to, or pay attention at least, to keep the puck out.
Bjorkstrand plays it back across to Regan. Peter Regan crisscrossing there with Nicholas Jensen. Regan sweeps it across. Bjorkstrand left it, and Larson couldn't reach it. Philip Larson plays the puck ahead to Russell. Rink wide he goes for Nicholas Jensen. Bjorkstrand plays it back. Larson shoots. That's deflected wide off the stick of Russell. Out of the box comes Colin White. The puck didn't get to him at first, and now White comes in across the line. Throws it back in front for Larkin. He's poke checked there by Larson. Brought in by Bjorkstrand to Nicholas Jensen. Chipped away by Kincaid. Now tapped back and picked up by Daniel Nielsen. Nielsen is 4th year as the captain here in Herning of the Blue Fox, where Frederick Anderson played until 2009 when he went to North America. Emil Christensen pulls that back in the corner. Down he goes to Morten Madsen. And that centering pass is broken up by Osterley. He finds Kane. Patrick Kane drops it off for Thompson. Tage Thompson digs forward in the corner, now picked up by Daniel Nielsen. And Madsen chops it out for Denmark. Lawrenson got flushed back. And some pushing and shoving in front of the two benches. Tage Thompson into it with a couple of Danish players.
One of them, Niklas Jensen, was trying to pitch him into the bench. He was able to keep himself out. He took a swipe at him as he was going back to the U.S. bench.
And Quinn Hughes back for it, plays it around, finds Anders Lee. Lee drops it back for Ryan. Derek Ryan centers it. Lee with a shot. Pad saved by Anderson. And Frans Nielsen back on it. Out to center ice. Quinn Hughes knocks it down. Nicholas Jensen got tied up there by Murphy. They're jousting behind the goal. Down they go. And now Murphy's helmet comes off. And the referee's going to take both of them, Murphy and Jensen.
Now there's no penalty here. There's still no penalty. There's still no penalty. We're getting close to one here. And finally, there's a roughing penalty each.
Well, Ray, look at the bright side.
Which is?
No one got licked.
That's a good point. There's Thompson having to wrestle his way out of the bench. He pushes Emil Christensen on his way by. You don't get much help when you're leaning into the opponent's bench. Nobody's going to help you out of there. I remember playing in the tournament, you always looked at the Euro guys and you would just think, oh, they're Euro and they're not tough. And you felt like you had an advantage till you ran into somebody that was built like a truck. And then you would say, oh, these guys are strong too. But we always felt, I think, physically we were more aggressive, more, stronger than the European teams. And I think there's probably some of that even in the game today, although they're so much more familiar with the players than we might have been when we were playing in the World Championships back then.
I remember going to a junior game in Calgary years ago when they were playing Prince George, and a kid from Calgary thought I'd try the European kid from Prince George. As Larkin walks in and shoots, Zdeno Chara almost killed that kid.
Yeah, but he was 6'9". I don't know if he's tough or not in junior, but he's 6'9". Would you not try somebody else?
At that time, he was built like a scarecrow, though. He was 6'9", 190 pounds.
Bad choice.
It was the night that Marty Brodeur, who was here with Team Canada, grabbed a guy during a line brawl with the Rangers with a European-looking name, and Joey Koser turned around and said, "Get your hand off me now."
Find out in a hurry.
He wasn't Czech?
Joey Koser was one tough guy, man. He's scary in junior. He was scary in the NHL.
You still say that with a tremble in your voice.
Yeah, well, he was a tough guy.
Patrick Kane, backhand shot.
You know what else he was really good at? Still is. Crosswords.
Yes.
You cannot beat Joey Koser at a crossword.
It's one of the strangest things we've ever witnessed is Butcher walks in and shoots. Anderson makes the stop. The two crossword addicts in the Detroit Red Wings dressing room are the two odd couple of all time. Steve Yzerman and Joey Koser. In comes Nielsen, 2-on-1. In shoots. He fired that high and wide. He had Daniel Nielsen, no relation with him. And now Butcher, a long lead pass for Kane, but the play's offside at the Danish line.
Kane just stepped over the line. It's a long pass, would have sent him in. Frans Nielsen takes a really nice play here on the boards. A nice pass from Jesper Jensen, and it's a clean 2-on-1 from the blue line in. And he wants to go up over Keith Kincaid's glove. And remember, Nielsen played so long in the Metro division with the Islanders and Kincaid with the Devils, so he would have an idea where he wants to go. He wanted to go right up under the bar, just missed it too high.
Quinn Hughes skates to the head now. In comes Hughes. Pivots back in the corner. Throws that back to Gaudreau. We got poke check there by Lawson. Osterley across to Hughes. Osterley had a poke check there back in center ice as Murphy and Nicholas Jensen step back on. It's back to 5-on-5. Jakobsen plays it around. Hard on it. Back for Lawrence and a rolling puck. He walks in, winds and shoots. That was blocked by Osterley. Now Patrick Russell plays it ahead, knocked down by Larkin. And Dylan Larkin lifts that high in the air as Jensen Obo knocks it down for Denmark. Now Larkin with the steal. Flips it back in, moves it with Kreider and Atkinson. And now Cam Atkinson. In behind the goal. Quick wraparound try, and Anderson makes a save on that. Butcher knocks down that clearing attempt. Plays it down to Atkinson. A centering pass knocked away by Nielsen. Away from Larkin. Detroit teammates going nose to nose there. Vance Nielsen drops it back, and Nicholas Jensen knocked that wide. Picked out now by Nicholas Jensen. Throws it back in front. Bjorkstrand can't find it. Knocked away by Lee. Now Nick Jensen knocks it out for Team USA. Daniel Nielsen got spun around. Bjorkstrand couldn't corral it. And Nick Jensen feeds it ahead. Blake Coleman drops it back, and Lee fired that wide. Now race for it. Jakobsen picks it up. Julian Jakobsen. The puck to Martinez. And now Coleman chips it ahead for Patrick Kane. Larson plays it around. Emil Christensen. Through the middle for Stefan Larsson. And long shot goes high and wide. And Kincaid kind of shook his head at that one as the puck might have grazed off his mask. In comes Colin White. Holds and shoots. That goes wide. Pionk up ahead to White. Chips it out to Gibbons. He got straightened up there by Jensen Obo. And here is Emil Christensen. Up for Jensen Obo, and Pionk back to pick it up. Thompson drops it back for Osterley. And Hart kind of ran into Kincaid on the way by. Now Osterley drops it back for Gibbons. Pivots back along the boards. Gibbons. And again spins away from Regan. Gibbons lost the puck to Regan. And Regan's pass goes off the skate of Jensen Obo back to center ice. Shots are 5-0 Team USA here in the period. 34-15 overall. Fired down the ice by the Danes, and icing called against Denmark.
Difficult now for Denmark to mount any offense. When they have the puck, there just doesn't seem to be enough juice to attack. Remember, they played last night. U.S. played in the afternoon yesterday, and there's certainly not as much depth for Denmark. And as we've mentioned a couple of times, they're down 2 forwards. Starting to look a little sluggish.
Gaudreau trying to force that freight. In Copenhagen, still 2-1 the Slovaks. Leading the Czechs in the third period. Will Butcher opened the scoring for Team USA in the first period. Feeds out ahead for Kreider. Nick Jensen, the first man of the forecheck for Team USA, but Daniel Nielsen knocks that away. And now Larkin has it back. Dylan Larkin winds it across the line. Got bumped there by Nicholas Jensen. And Martinez plays it back across to Murphy. Bouncing puck goes wide of the Danish goal. Nicholas Jensen back to pick it up. Jensen works in, got poke check at the line, held. Philip Larson shoots, Kincaid knocks that away. Now back comes Team USA. Coleman with it. Coleman walks in, Wade shoots, Henderson makes the stop. 8.5 to go here in the third period. Bjorkstrand drops it back to Larson. Nielsen winds in, drops it off. Good shot there by Christensen, turned away by Kincaid. Pionk for Coleman. Drops it back across. Pionk takes that pass. Up ahead to Coleman. Jumps in across the line, holds and shoots. That goes wide. Loose puck behind the goal. Lee with a backhand chance. Knocked away by Anderson. DeBrincat. Down to Lee, trying to wrap around. Feeds back instead to Osterley. DeBrincat. Beckford Pionk winds and shoots. That goes wide. And Franz Nielsen back on it. Emil Christensen chops that out. Here's Anders Lee back with it. Swings it back to Neil Pionk from Hermantown, Minnesota. So he's an undrafted free agent by the New York Rangers. Played 28 games with them this year, spent 48 games in Hartford in the American League. But they like what they saw. Nicholas Jensen. Back across to Patrick Russell, couldn't clear it out. And finally the puck goes into the Danish bench with 6:51 to go here in the third.
Welcome to Bjarne Madsen and Peter Justesen, Skoda fan of the game.
Back here in Herning, Denmark, day 2 of the World Hockey Championship. The local team electrified the fans with a win last night in a shootout against Germany, but down 3-0 here in the third period to Team USA. Danes will play Canada on Monday, Finland Wednesday, then Norway Friday. Wrap up against Korea and Latvia at the start of the following week. Connor Murphy, a big hit there on Hart, sends him flying. Connor Murphy traded by Arizona to Chicago last summer in exchange for Nicholas Hjalmarsson. And it was a rough adjustment for Murphy into Chicago. It was a healthy scratch a couple times early. As Kincaid makes that save on a long shot by Nicholas Jensen. Kreider pokes it ahead to Larkin. Hart's the lone man back and forward. Larkin goes right around him. And Anderson makes the save.
Hit the shaft of Anderson's stick. You get a glimpse of how quick Dylan Larkin can go. They got the whole side of the ice here.
Larkin drops it off to Jensen. Nick Jensen, a centering pass, just missed Kane. Patrick Kane swings it across to Butcher. Will slap pass, score. Tipped to the high slot by Nick Jensen. And the United States takes a 4-0 lead. Jensen didn't score in 81 games for Detroit this year.
He missed Kane on a long pass across the front of the net just prior to this, and then he kept on circling around the zone. You see him moving down into the high slot. Will Butcher with the high tip slap. Beautifully deflected by Nick Jensen. Maybe this is a new spot for him. He's now played 83 games this year. He's got 1 goal. There it is. And it's 4-0 U.S.
He and Brooks Orpik were the only 2 skaters to play more than 80 games this year in the NHL and not score.
I might have bet on Orpik. I mean, that's not what he's going to do, right? He's Jensen, I would call Nick Jensen too. There's 74 of them playing in the game, but Nick Jensen is a good passer. He's at 15 assists this year, but he can provide a little bit of offense, I believe. No goals, I wouldn't have guessed it. 1 point, the WCHA Defenseman of the Year.
Spent 4 years in Grand Rapids after being drafted by Detroit in the 5th round in 2009. So the U.S. with a 4-0 lead. Looking to move to 5 points through day number 2. Colin White swings it across. Gaudreau back in front for White. That pass just missed. And Jesper Jensen brings it back for Denmark. Danes, by the way, will be in the top group of the World Junior Championship for the 4th consecutive year. Got in the relegation round last year at the World Junior against Belarus, but survived that. That's a big accomplishment for, as you mentioned, an age-out tournament where players have to be 19 years of age or younger. Smaller countries, so much more difficult for them.
I mean, the randomness of the birth year leaves you with no options, of course, if you...
Especially for goaltenders.
Either you have a good guy or you don't, and when they...
Thompson in, shoots. Anderson makes a stop on that and hangs on.
When they got themselves deeper into the tournament, they had a really good goaltender.
Remaining here in the 3rd period. Denmark is playing host to the World Championship for the first time in its country's history. Part of the process of getting it was agreeing to renovate this building, make it hockey suitable. New building in Copenhagen as well. And so far the tournament very well received here in this country and by visitors who have come from far and wide, very centrally located, close to Germany, Sweden. And they're still looking at the earlier incident with Tage Thompson and some more physical play between these two countries.
Denmark, as the game has gone on, has started to get a little more chippy. You get frustrated, and the U.S. has decided to buck back against it.
6.5 to go in Copenhagen. The Slovaks still lead the Czechs 2-1. That game on TSN2. As Quinn Hughes throws it ahead for Coleman. From a sharp angle, Coleman got bumped there. And Storm has it back for the Danes. Throws it back across, picked off by Hughes. Hughes lost the puck. Storm works in, sends it back door, and Coleman came back to knock that away. He, in turn, knocks down Nicholas Hart. 4-0 with 3.5 to go in the third, and that drummer still hasn't quit. There's actually 2 of them.
And they're grinding.
DeBrincat in, shoots. Henderson makes a stop. I wonder if they ever get like the guy in the outfield in Major League, you know, the fan. Emil Christensen shoots that wide. And Tage Thompson spins around, moves away from Christensen. Poked ahead by Nick Jensen. Thompson runs into Nicholas Jensen.
Those two were tied up initially. Yeah. When Thompson got almost pitched into the Denmark bench.
Butcher up ahead to Gibbons. He's got Thompson with him at the end of a shift. Gibbons winds in. Tries his luck out of the corner. Morton Madsen got a stick on him. And now Lassen plays it back to center ice to Patrick Russell. White. For Gibbons, that goes off the leg of Jesper Jensen. Brought in by Atkinson, feeds it across. Pionk works in. Shifter to the side, the puck rolled off his stick. Inside 2 to go in the third period. Puck loose in front, mostly shoots, and Anderson loves that fluttering puck and hangs on.
Solid 60 minutes for the United States tonight. They started well, controlled a lot of the play in what was a very entertaining first period. They get the late goal in the first from Will Butcher. A couple of goals in the second period, and have been in no danger here in the third period.
Off the draw, Atkinson shoots the centering pass for Kreider, and he just missed. Not sure if Anderson got that or if he hit the post. Now Larkin back with it. Dylan Larkin. Centering pass, knocked down Martinez. A shot that was blocked by Bjorkstrand. The loose puck picked up by Atkinson. Centering pass, tipped right on. Anderson makes the point-blank stop there as he turns away Kreider. Now Lawrenson rink wide. Missed Nicholas Jensen with a pass. And Atkinson brings it back. Atkinson drops. Larkin moves in, a rolling puck, centers it. Knocked away by Regan. And Nick Jensen can't hold the line. In comes Gaudreau. Johnny Gaudreau. Knocked off the puck in the corner. Daniel Nielsen plays it around. Gaudreau centers for Lee. Now Ryan shoots. And off the end boards it goes. Anderson will hang on to that. Some more good Team USA chances here in the final moments of the third period.
Freddie Anderson looks exhausted. He had 37 shots last night to deal with. He's had 42. Oh, that's a great stop. 42 here tonight, including this beauty of a pad save as he flicks the left leg out to stop Chris Kreider. Kreider's had 2 points in each of the first 2 games.
Nick Jensen's pass intercepted by Storm. The Danish fans now rising to salute their team. Win or lose. And Team USA with a strong opening for this 2018 World Championship. Opened well last year. Went 6-0-1 to start. They got tripped up by the Finns in the quarter. States will go to 5 points. And Keith Kincaid gets the shutout, stopping all 20 shots he faces as the United States keeps its record without a loss for 2 days of the World Championship. Denmark stays on 2 points.
The U.S. wins the game and wins it the way they would like to. They were in control. They skated well. They got a couple of good saves from Kincaid, but at no time were they ever really in danger.
Next up for Denmark, a game against Team Canada on Monday night. And we'll get the player of the game presentations. And then the national anthem of the United States. Concern for the Danes is the loss of 2 forwards, Mads Christensen yesterday, Mathias Bau Hansen today.
And already playing shorthanded as they keep a couple of roster spots open, but they do have a day off tomorrow so they can evaluate their injured players. And
the best players of his team will be awarded with the official watch prize. So, official timekeeper of the 2018 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. The prizes will be presented by Lars Cloud, Mayor of Herning.
usually the mayors don't get such a positive response, even if he's a good mayor.
With number 93, Peter Legge. And the best player of Team USA with number 20, Chris Kreider.
Kreider with a goal and an assist this evening. And now for the second straight day, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of USA. Don't forget to get your tickets for tomorrow's games. Tickets can be bought in Ticketmaster's box office, in the arena, and in the fan zone. Here in Herning, tomorrow's games are 12:15, Korea playing against Canada, 16:15, Germany playing against Team Norway, and 20:15, it's Team Latvia playing against Team Finland.
4-0 win over Denmark. It felt like the game really opened up in the second half. How did it unfold from your vantage point?
Yeah, I thought right from the start we came out flying, and you know, we kept putting pressure on them all game. And then that PK at the end of the second, big blocks by you know, Murph and Alec, and you know, we kept the foot on the pedal. Freddie Anderson played a great game, and you know, really kept them in it. And you know, that's the kind of momentum we need going forward.
You were the player of the game against Canada yesterday. Today you get the shutout. What's been allowing you to see the puck so well?
You know, I'm just you know, confident seeing the puck well. The guys are boxing out, not creating too many second chances for the other team, and you know, we're really getting together as a team here and creating a brotherhood.
Well, speaking about that, I mean, you've had back-to-back games. Tomorrow you'll have a day off. How much are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, it'll be good to get a nice day off, maybe do a little team bonding and whatnot. We have a great group of guys, so it's been fun so far.
Thanks so much. Congrats on the win.
Thank you very much.
VM 2018. Vi holder dig opdateret døgnet rundt og giver dig selvfølgelig også masser af unikt indhold. Du får eksklusive interviews og portrætter af de store danske stjerner, spillernes egne historier direkte fra landsholdslejren og de vigtigste VM-nyheder. Kom helt tæt på ishockey-VM 2018.
Well, a devastating defeat, 4-0 loss to USA. What made them so challenging to defend again?
I mean, we knew beforehand that we were facing a really tough hockey team, and to beat them, we really had to hit the day and stick with our game plan. And unfortunately, I thought by the time they hit 3-0, we started kind of hoping a little too much for things to happen on their own and stepped away from the game plan, and it kind of killed the vibe in the game a little bit, and it was too big of a hill to climb.
In terms of shots against, yesterday it was 37 against, today it was 43. So going forward, how do you limit those scoring opportunities and keep shots from the perimeter?
I think, like I just said, we need to stick with the game plan and kind of not hope for things to happen on their own offensively, and play like a defensive first mindset and create chances off of that instead.
Canada will likely offer you the same style of opposition. You'll have tomorrow off. Looking forward to that on Monday. What are you expecting from them?
Well, I think, yeah, pretty similar style. Those guys hit it off head-to-head last night, and we're pretty even there. So we're expecting much of the same. We'll scout some video and look some more at what we can change to hopefully go in there and steal a couple points.
Despite the loss, I mean, this crowd tonight had so much energy. Do you feed off that as a player?
Yeah, of course. When you have a crowd like this around you, like, you don't get tired, and it's pretty huge for us to have this tournament at home ice, and the fans have been incredible so far.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You think you know me? You know the conviction and determination I need every day. The years of training, pushing myself to be the strongest, the sharpest. My dedication to the game, to my teammates who are counting on me to deliver. The nerves of steel, the preparation and ritual before the adrenaline of the match. The responsibility of being my best every time, prepared to fight every shift on the ice. This is not just a sport. This is who I am.